Welcome back, future medicos. There are a few questions related to NRI quota seats in private colleges or deemed universities. Some of you are asking, I'm not an NRI, but can I apply for NRI seats? There is something called NRI sponsored quota. Who can sponsor me? Can my friend's father sponsor me? Can my neighborhood uncle sponsor me? Can my brother's wife's sister can sponsor me? Who can sponsor? And what are the documents needed in case if I want to apply under NRI sponsored category? Right. So there are many questions related to these NRI sponsored candidates. So in this video, I will show you who can sponsor you and what are the documents you need to produce if you are interested in applying under NRI sponsorship category. Okay. This video will be a little bit bilingual. I will try to stick to English, but here and there I will use some translation in Tamil so that people from Tamil Nadu can understand it better. Okay. Anganga Tamilla, I will try to explain. So please stay with me throughout the video so that you can understand what are the requirements for NRI sponsored candidates. So let's say this is the candidate. Now, who can sponsor the candidate for NRI sponsored category? His father or mother are eligible. Appa அல்லது amma can sponsor. So father or mother certainly can sponsor if the father or mother are an NRI. They should be an eligible NRI. If they are an eligible NRI, they can sponsor their son for the NRI category or NRI sponsored category, whatever you call it. Second, your brother or sister, your real brother or sister. உங்க கூட பிறந்த அண்ணன், தம்பி, அக்கா, தங்கச்சி யாராவது வந்து overseasல இருந்தாங்கன்னா, they are NRI or OCI, they can sponsor you. Okay. So father or mother or your brother or sister, they can sponsor you. Then your father's parents, your grandparents from the father side, paternal grandfather or paternal grandmother, if they are NRIs, they can sponsor you. அதாவது உங்க அப்பா வழியில வர தாத்தா பாட்டி யாராவது உங்களை ஸ்பான்சர் பண்ண முடியும். Then similarly, your mother side grandparents, maternal grandfather or maternal grandmother. அதே மாதிரி உங்க அம்மாவோட அம்மா அல்லது அம்மாவோட அப்பா, right? தாத்தா பாட்டி அம்மா வழியில இருக்கவங்க, they can sponsor you. Then your mother's real brother or sister, அதாவது உங்களுடைய அம்மா கூட பிறந்தவங்க, தாய் மாமா அல்லது சித்தி பெரியம்மா, they can sponsor you. Similarly, those who are born with your father, your father's brother or sister, அதே மாதிரி இந்த சைட்ல அப்பா சைட்ல சித்தப்பா பெரியப்பா அல்லது அத்தை, they can sponsor you. ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்காங்க, அவங்களுடைய வைஃபோ ஹஸ்பண்டோ ஃபாரின்ல இருக்காங்கன்னா they cannot sponsor. It should be the brother or sister of your father, similarly brother or sister of your mother, and then their children, that is your cousin, your first degree paternal cousin, right? You are the candidate, your father, those who are born with your father, like your father's brother or sister, and their children. அதாவது உங்க அப்பா கூட பிறந்தவங்க, அதாவது சித்தப்பா பெரியப்பா அல்லது அத்தை, அவங்களுடைய மகனோ மகளோ ஃபாரின்ல இருக்காங்கன்னா அவங்களும் உங்களை ஸ்பான்சர் பண்ணலாம். Similarly, on this side, mother side, once again, mother's brother or sister, their children can also sponsor you. That is first degree maternal cousin. உங்க அம்மா கூட பிறந்தவங்க, தாய் மாமா, சித்தி அல்லது பெரியம்மா, அவங்களுடைய மகனோ மகளோ ஃபாரின்ல இருந்தாங்கன்னா அவங்களும் உங்களை ஸ்பான்சர் பண்ணலாம். So these are the accepted relationships that can sponsor you. இந்த டயக்ராம்ல நான் காமிச்சிருக்க உறவு முறைகள் இருக்கிறவங்க மட்டும்தான் உங்களை ஸ்பான்சர் பண்ண முடியும். Okay, according to the guidelines, these are the only relationships that can sponsor you for a NRI category seats. If there is any relationship outside this, you are not eligible for the NRI category. So either the candidate himself or herself should be an NRI, or he or she should be sponsored by any of the relationships shown in this diagram. So please make sure if somebody is promising you to get a seat outside this relationship, they are trying to play with the system, and there is every possibility that you may get into trouble. So don't try anything if you are outside these relationships. Now, what are the documents needed? Now, these are the basic documents needed. 5 documents are normally needed for this category. Of course, the basic documents you should produce like 10th mark sheet, 12th mark sheet, NEET scorecard, all those. But these are all special documents related to NRI or NRI sponsored category. First one, you should produce a document that is showing the sponsor is an NRI. Basically, you need to produce a passport and visa of the sponsor. Second, the sponsor should get a certificate from the embassy or the consulate stating that he is a eligible NRI for a certain period, right? So they will give you a embassy certificate. This is also needed. Affidavit showing the relationship of sponsor with the candidate. So you need to have a document stating that what is the relationship between the candidate and the sponsor, and that should be one of these relationships, right? So you need an affidavit duly notarized. Maybe you can get it a notary public to endorse it. Or if you are living overseas, you can approach the consulate or the embassy. They also will produce this relationship certificate. And then you need an affidavit where the sponsor gives an undertaking that he or she will pay the entire course fee for the candidate. That undertaking should come from the sponsor. And once again, it should be duly notarized. And then some colleges also ask for the IT returns of the sponsor. For example, if the sponsor is filing some IT returns in India, you need to produce a copy of the previous year assessment. Otherwise, if you are not filing any IT returns, for example, if you are an NRI and if you are not filing anything here, then you need to give a declaration that the sponsor is not filing IT returns in India. So typically, these are the 5 documents needed for NRI sponsored candidate. Okay. I hope this clarifies the doubts in terms of the relationships eligible to sponsor candidates for NRI quota. Idhukku mela you have doubts. If you still have any doubts, please ask me in the queries below. I will try to address them. Thank you. Bye-bye.